I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my very exciting March 2025 astrology horoscope forecast for Aries. I have Aries rising, so I am talking about all of this stuff for myself as well as you, and I am like, wow. Aries is off the karmic chain with this dramatic eclipse finale. The eclipse is in our sign. It's ending a 2-year cycle of drama and changes and reshuffling, and we're going to be talking about that, but that's not the only thing we have going on. We also have a ton of other energy in Aries. This is Aries time after all, the astrological new year, birthdays for many Aries friends. We have Venus retrograde in Aries happening March 1st, and Neptune's also going to go in Aries. So wow, Jupiter recently went direct, celebrating that still, and Mars finally, a week before March, is direct as well after being sleepy since September. So gosh, we really have a lot to cover. If I'm talking too fast for you, then do know that you can control the speed of the playback of any YouTube video with a click of a button. Just look around there. There's a speed. You can just search for how to change the speed also, because sometimes when I get really amped up, I talk extra fast, but you can control how long it takes me to talk with adjusting that. Okay. So here we go. Oh, gosh, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the stuff that's not as, whoa, Aries, okay? And then we can build up to it. Yeah, okay, so at the beginning of the month, we're going to have Ceres, the Sun, Saturn for a while longer, Mercury for just a few days, transiting North Node for some years, and Neptune, after being in Pisces for 14 years, just a little bit longer here, turning into Aries, our sign, this month. So a tremendous amount of water. And as much as there is so much excitement and so much change, and yes, this release of the karmic chain for Aries, we also have other factors that are going on. Similar to if you're swimming and you're in the ocean and there's like a cold spot where you're like, oh, cold over there. And then you move and there's a spot that's a little warmer. It's been in the sun longer or something like that. Okay. These currents of astrological factors are weaving within each other and happening at the same time. That's why something completely opposite, like the excitement of new beginnings and this outward cardinal push of Aries, is going to be present at the same time as this inward and downward water energy is present. So we have all things happening here. As the month progresses, some of that water will shift into fire. Okay, so there will be a movement more towards this active component, but the Aries component is present from the beginning at the same time as the Pisces energy is. Big thing to know here, from the perspective of a fire sign, I have a ton of Sag in my chart and then Aries rising. Whenever we have water months, it kind of sucks a little bit. Just say it right there, okay? Water puts out fire. You will be feeling that. Emotions will be strong. Some of those will be amazing. Connectedness and, close time with people, just important to you. Quiet, thoughtful, retrospective, personal pursuits. Communing with the divine and nature and meditating and mastering your mind and, having a very active dream time, possibly even to the point of insomnia. This is a very quiet inward journey because for Aries, everything is supercharged. Pisces placements in the sky also relate to the 12th house of Pisces movement through the Aries chart. We have what's called a natural chart where the house placements ruled by the zodiac sign members in order also fall into our chart in that way. So Aries transits go through the Aries house and Pisces placements go through the Pisces house. So everything is like living larger for Aries. Okay, so if you ever wondered, why is everything so intense for me? That's part of the reason why. All right, we don't have this other flavor of energy that the other signs have. We have the whatever it is, and then more of that. All right, so Pisces, water, emotion, water can be where it's not supposed to be. I'm very grateful that this is not corresponding with a hurricane time for us because we've been getting shellacked by hurricanes, but there are other places in the world, and there certainly could be a deluge of water from the weather standpoint anywhere in the world, snow, ice, water-related incidences, just really look out look for your flood insurance policies and make sure everything is active. I learned something that wound up being okay, but could be not okay for many people. Let's say you have an RV, for instance, and you have it in an inactive state of insurance where you're not driving it. And let's say that a hurricane's coming and you say, oh crap, better activate that. If there's a natural disaster, you actually cannot activate insurance after the fact. So things like that, that type of information that you may need to know before something happens, that's the time. This is the time to research that kind of thing. And even before now, if you're listening to this early, because I do give this report out to my free VIP community where you can sign up for at anniehelpsyou.com. You will get this early there. And then you'll get it super early if you search for Annie Botticelli Secret Star Portal. That Secret Star Portal is the place that gets the earliest possible posts of anything that I have available early. Okay. But if you're listening to this early, then do your checks about this beforehand. Okay. But either way, you're in for an emotional journey, and it might not just be your emotions. It also sometimes happens that other people around you are going through things. There could be mini or longer dark nights of the soul, Saturn putting pressure on our psychological space for the long term. If you've been depressed since 2013, could be Saturn partly influencing. This could be a time where for the short term and the long term, you've got to get more into what's going on in your brain, what's going on in your brainwave state. Get educated about that. What's affecting your, neurotransmitters. This could be a really great time of discovery of those type of things. Okay, well, we could talk at length about Pisces energies. It's great for art. It's great for, spiritual pursuits. It's great for psychological breakthroughs. You may see all of that. But now I want to talk about the stuff that's more Aries. Okay, because there is a lot of it. So happy birthday to Aries friends who are the early born March people. And for those of you who have your birthdays later on into April, you're still going to be experiencing, the time before your birthday type of energy. So what is the energy before your birthday? When the sun highlights the 12th house, it often shows you the things that you don't want. It's by design. The universe sets it up that way, that the sun highlights the areas that we're afraid, where we have addictive tendencies. Humans equal addiction. Let's just put that right out there. It's just a matter of how and to the degree to which it manifests. Dis-ease in the mind space. The sun highlights this space before our birthday. Some people will deal with this by partying early. I remember when I used to drink, I used to do that, start a few weeks before my birthday and be like, starting early. Why was that? Because the sun was in my 12th house, bringing up things I didn't want to deal with, and I dealt with it through drinking. Okay, and maybe you're doing the same thing. But maybe this year, it can be different. Maybe you can end a cycle where you confront your inner demons and you use this amazing psychological repair possibility of all of these placements to heal the thing that you're avoiding and running from. But either way, the sun brings up the things you don't want to help you use the new moon in Aries energy, which is, the solar eclipse on the 29th, your birthday wishes, to wish in and intend in the things you do want based on the things that you don't want. But sometimes you have to dance with those things to be clear about what you don't want. Okay, so that's the process that's happening. Birthday wishes are birthday time is when the universe is more receptive to your desires. When the sun, which represents desire, gets back to the point in your chart where your sun is, which is what happens at a solar return, which is the birthday, the universe is more receptive to your desires at that time. Okay, so use your birthday wishes wisely. All right, so now that we've covered birthdays, let's talk about the fact that Mercury, a few days into March, will get into Aries. The sun, March 21st, will get into Aries, starting the astrological new year. The kickoff party for the astrological new year is on the 29th, the new moon. These are some of the best times in the whole year to do a vision board. Birthdays, new moon in Aries, sun going into Aries are all really good portals of possibility for manifestation of the things you want. And it's very active. Aries is a cardinal sign, meaning it moves in a finite direction. Aries is it's called masculine. We're not tying this to gender. This just means forward moving cardinal energy, which is like going headlong into things, right? This is a throwing ourselves headlong into things type of energy. And there will be a lot of it. So you have to guard your brain, guard your head region, guard your face. If you're being very active at this time, there's more of a chance of injury of those areas with this rambunctious energy, lifting your head and hitting it on a shelf when you're not paying attention, that kind of thing. Just be extra aware of what's around your head at this time. All right, so all of this Aries energy crowds your first house of Aries. This has to do with your physical body. This has to do with your, resurgence of who you are and what you're doing in this world. And so as the Sun and Mercury and Venus, which rules love and beauty and money and design, is also going retrograde. So most of the time that Venus is in retrograde, which is March 1st through the middle of April, it's actually in Aries. So it will also be in your first house. It will pop back into Pisces, but it's mostly focused on us. This can bring massive, awesome stuff back from the past. Speaking of which, I'm going to tell you that YouTube is making it a lot more difficult for YouTubers to link to our paid services. They've taken away our cards, which is really a bummer. But I'm going to use the opportunity to tell you about an amazing promo while teaching you how Venus retrograde works at the same time, so that you're getting extra benefit even if you don't want the promo, okay? Venus in retrograde rules things from the past. If there's something like my astrology mastery course that you've been doing for a long time and you run something shorter term like a promo, this is amazing. This is going to be an epic promo for me. I know that for sure because the stars say so. This is going to be an epic promo for you because you get every other course in my whole school for free when you register for just this one. Plus you get my new, never been offered before and only available through this promo, 12 hours of celestial mindscapes. These are frequencies that will elicit profound journeys into synchronicity and self-discovery and soul awakening and harmonize each of the zodiac layers within yourself. We all have all the signs within us. All right. So you get $1,500 worth of stuff for free when you register for this course, which isn't even that much. It's not as much as the bonuses you're getting. So you can see all of this at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. You can also see it at anniehelpsyou.com and click on Learn Astrology. So if you want to learn how to use astrology for yourself and your friends and your family, or you want to earn money from it, you can literally, in 12 hours work, earn back the investment that you have in this course. All right. So now, this course has been around for a long time. Venus retrograde is putting me back to talking about this course. Epic promos don't last for a long time. That's the nature of the retrograde. You may do astrology for the rest of your life, but this course is not for the rest of your life. The things you learn, you can use, but the course is a short-term thing. So you taking on a short-term thing at this time, education that will help you advance your business, whether it's this course or something else, learning now and spending money on something to learn to advance your financial consciousness and your professional practice is something that Venus retrograde is great for. Promoting something short-term, like a promo, is amazing. A special, something that's unique at this time. You will see your finances soar more by honoring the Venus retrograde things. What isn't good to do at Venus retrograde? Launch this mastery certification course that I want to be around for a long time. This course has been around for 10 years and it's evolved. It went from 12 modules to over 100 modules over the last 10 years. And I did not launch this course in Venus retrograde. And why? Because I learned the hard way. I not only launched a business in Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, and it did not last. I also have watched in my town all of the businesses that were intended to be long-term that launched in Venus retrograde were not long-term. What is this good for? Short-term thing. I needed a Segway business to hold me in between things. I launched an animal-based business. And for about a year and a half, that business did exceptionally well. And then I went on YouTube and I didn't need to do that anymore. And I liked this more, even though I love animals. This is something that I could keep up now that I've been doing it for 12 years on YouTube and I've been an astrologer for 20 years. So you see where I'm going with this. If you want to launch your big course that you want to be around for a long time, don't do it now. Bottom line, if you already have the course out and you want a promo for it, do it now. So you can take that information and apply it to your individual things, okay? if you are not sure about your relationship, this might not be the time to make the final decision on it, because whatever decision you make will hang over your head and you'll wonder about it. If you leave a relationship in Venus retrograde, you might not get that like wrap up that you're looking for. You know, it could linger. So those kind of things. So actually, you can search for Annie Botticelli Venus retrograde. I have a video that's still to this date my single most viewed video. That is an older video. No, I did not cut my hair. That is the first question I tend to get because my hair was really short in that video. But you can search for that organically, or when you go to anniehelpsyou.com and put your name and email address in the welcome letter, the retrograde resource page will take you to all of the things that I have written and spoken about on Venus retrograde. And actually, that is the topic that I have most discussed over time. I have more resources on Venus retrograde than I do on anything else. All right, so that's a whopper. But the biggest whopper of all is the March 29th new moon solar eclipse in Aries at 9 degrees. Everyone in Aries will and can be affected by this. Those of you who are birthdays like March 25th through April 5th, the closer to like the 30th, 31st, first, you know, around there, 29th, you all are most likely to be like, hey, this is happening. For the rest of you, this may be a more gentle conclusion or a less obvious manifestation, but like, or just karma disappearing without you even realizing what's going on, because that is that's really the theme for this month, is the releasing, like being off the karmic chain. Karmic cycles are at play when we're talking about eclipses, and we have been in this 2-year cycle where we've been redoing us. You know, who you are, who you are in relationship. You've had opportunities, and you will have more now, to blast through codependency, to blast through, you know, the expectations within relationship that are keeping you down, but at the same time be able to show up more with authenticity. You know, this is very much about your individuality, about your uniqueness, about who you are, about what lights you up, and how you can manage to do more of that even while still in relationships with other people, and how you can do that better, and how you can do that sustainably, because that is a big topic. Aries burns out really quick. We get excited, then it burns out. And this storyline of this 2-year cycle is really asking the question, how can you do you and what you do more sustainably? 4 other points to note, and then we'll talk about where else you might be released from the karmic chain. Jupiter recently went direct. Yay! So excited, because when Jupiter went to sleep in September, October, starting to feel that there, a lot of things we were working on went backwards. So you'll notice a lot of things pushing forward in a big way. Also, around the same time, Mars started its shadow period, then went into retrograde. And this is in the sign of Cancer. This is for Aries, the house of Cancer. Things in your home and family have needed more attention. So, you know, having to go back over, healing things, you know, rifts in the family, aggression, anger, physical body healing. Mars rules Aries, which is the first house, and that rules the general health, not just the head and brain, but just like your whole health profile. You know, so home, family, housing, real estate things are going to be blasting forward at this time, and you may see news along with the eclipses about what that's going to look like. And then on March 13th, 14th, depending on your time zone, we've got an eclipse at 23 degrees of Virgo. Fullness, completion, fruition, drama coming from any of these eclipses. In this particular case, this is your daily routine. You're in for a shakeup of what you do every day. The things that you've been doing over the previous years or longer, you know, are going to get shaken up. Things involving, you know, maybe you'll get a new pet, and now, wow, that really can change a routine, right? Something notable with animals and pets, something notable with health, going to a new chapter. Maybe a health issue is getting resolved. Maybe a health issue is coming up to be presented, you know, but very much the things that you do every day, you are more likely to have it be different. In some ways it could be welcome and you could be really excited. In some ways it could be scary and knock you out of your comfort zone, but that's definitely going to be happening. Either way, it could clear out karma in your daily experience and with your health in an instant. Okay, so go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com to see my epic promos. And go to AnnieHelpsYou.com to sign up for my free VIP community. Search for Annie Botticelli Secret Star Portal if you want to have my written horoscopes for each sign and have the earliest possible access, although you will get early access at AnnieHelpsYou.com with that VIP access too. All right, look for my weeklies, look for my new moon and full moon. The best way to make sure you don't miss anything is to sign up at AnnieHelpsYou.com, because I will send out a weekly content newsletter that will link all of the things that I've posted recently, including Neptune going into our sign. That's a big deal. I have a whole report just on Neptune and Aries, and you won't want to miss any of it. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.